Hi, this is Tuhon Aditya from LightHaven, and I'd like to welcome you to our solo training series. Now, this series evolved from a problem that a lot of my students were having, especially in COVID times, both the residential guys and the people who live in Goa who don't have access to the school at the moment. And that is, even though they knew what they should be training, they were struggling to structure that training in an effective way. So this series is going to take us through 6 different weapon systems within the art of Pekiti Tirsia, and we're going to start with double stick, then go to single stick, single knife, stick and knife, double knife, and finally end at empty hands. I'm going to be releasing one video a day, and we're basically going to be going through stuff that I think you should be training, as well as how long I think you should be training it for. Essentially, how to train, what to train, and why you should be training what I am asking you to train. Today is going to be double stick. So before we begin, it would mean a lot if you would subscribe to the channel. At the end of the video, if you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. If you have anything to add to the discussion, leave that in the comments down below. If you have any questions or requests for future videos, please also leave that in the comments down below. All of these things really do help out the school and the channel a lot. One last thing, it was more or less a year ago that we first released our solo training instructional for free on YouTube, because that's when the world first went into lockdown. 1 year later, we've just been monetized. So as a thank you, instead of just doing this for my students, I wanted to release this to all the people who supported us from the beginning on YouTube. This is for you guys. Thank you so much for your support. So the first thing we're going to start with is our warm-up. So we're going to take our 2 sticks, hold them in the middle, and then rotate them 100 times. Now I want to make sure that I'm rotating as much as I can to the front and as much as I can to the back, and it's not just this. I want to rotate, I want to stretch all the tendons, I want to stretch my joints all the way up my arm, and I want to rotate as much as possible. Now depending on how strong you are, choose the weight of the sticks that you want. Also, as you get more tired, you can bend your arms. You don't have to keep them straight for the whole 100, even though it's better. However, don't bring them in front of you because the sticks bump into each other. So in the middle, rotate 100 times. The next thing we're going to do is, if you guys are familiar with your dirty dozen, this is derived from dirty dozen number 11. If you're not, we're going to do this from the beginning anyway. The footwork we're doing is your T footwork. So I'm just going to step in front, no weight on the front leg, and a sink on the back leg. As my sticks open, my leg is going to go out. I start with my sticks crossed in front of my body. The first set is going to be low, then medium, then high. As I open my sticks, my leg comes out. And again, I'm looking for my stick to go all the way to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, all the way to the bottom. Both ways. So again, make sure you're choosing a weight that you're comfortable with so you're not injuring your wrists. One thing people do is they tend to open their chest with this. Don't open your chest. Let this be a wrist, elbow, shoulder motion and not a chest motion. And I want this to be facing down and facing down. It's just slightly different from dirty dozen number 11, but still, down, down. And we're going to do 30 of these with the hands down low. After 30 down low, the next one we're going to do is 30 with the hands in front of my chest. Same thing. As the sticks open, my leg comes out. 30 of these. From here, the last one we're going to do is my hands above my head. So my wrists are crossed. As the sticks open, my leg comes out. Now make sure that here I'm looking to be almost parallel to the ground, almost parallel. And the stick faces forward, as much as I can make it. So from here, open, and 30 of these. One additional thing you can do that I do for coordination's sake is that every time I close my hands, I switch which hand is on top. So if my left hand is on top, now my right hand's on top. That's just something that I do. It works another layer of coordination. You can do that or you can't do that, it's up to you. But 30 low, 30 medium, 30 top, 30 high. Now that we're mostly warmed up with the upper body, let's do some footwork. Now through the entire series, we're going to be using 2 major types of footwork. One is your ranging footwork and one is your diamond footwork. For today, we're going to be starting with our ranging footwork. So the first 2 rounds, we're just going to do with our sticks on our shoulders up here. Make sure that about half of the stick is on my shoulder. So the place where the stick is meeting my shoulder is more or less midpoint of the stick. And I want the stick to be sort of parallel to the ground and parallel to each other. So not here and not here. Sort of somewhere over here. Not too high, not too low, not bumping into each other at the back. Parallel to each other as much as you can, parallel to the ground as much as you can, and somewhere in the middle of the stick is what's leaning on your shoulder. Now from here, I'm going to do again, I'm not going to go into the details of ranging footwork over here. We have a whole separate video for that, which I'm going to link in the description down below. But we're going to be doing all 6 directions, single step and double step. You want to make sure that that I am going, the order that I'm following is front, front, back, back, side, side. Whichever, and you're going right, left, right, left, right, left, or left, right, left, right, left, right. So I'm going to start with a point. That's going to be my home. My feet are together, sticks on my shoulders, stepping forward 45 degrees, stepping forward 45 degrees, back 45 degrees, back 45 degrees, side 90 degrees, side 90 degrees. Then double step. Both my feet step out 45 degrees, both my feet step out, both going back, both going back, both going to the side, both going to the side. Now I'm going to alternate this. And this is what I'm going to do throughout the drills in which I'm going to be using my ranging footwork. I'm going to alternate single step in all 6 directions and double step in all 6 directions. When I'm doing the single step, I want to make sure that I am getting my head of center line. That's all that I care about, getting my head of center line. And this foot that stays at home stays planted on the ground. Does not come up, does not shift. When I go backwards, this does not lift. When I go side, this does not lift up in this way. It's nice and planted. And I'm nice and strong over here. When I'm doing my double step ranging footwork, then I want to get my entire body of center line. And here, my feet are more or less staying on their toes. So the single step, I'm building structure and foundation. And in the double step, I'm building mobility. And I want to alternate this. So the way I'm going to do this is, for almost all the rounds we're going to do in today's session, it's going to be 2 3-minute rounds. So you can do a timer, or you can play some music that each song is about 3 minutes, and you go 2 3-minute rounds. So I want 2 3-minute rounds of just this basic ranging footwork with my sticks on my shoulder in the correct way. Now, if you have been watching this or following this channel or heard me talk about double weapons, you know that I often talk about a couple of fundamental principles to coordinating double weapons. And there are 3 major principles that I talk about. There are more, but these are the 3 most common ones. The first is crossing, where your weapons are crossing each other. The second is where your weapons are following each other. And the third is when both are happening together. So you're crossing and following together. Any sort of double stick practice that we do, we want to incorporate all 3 of these principles or ways of coordinating into our practice. The easiest way of doing the crossing is a gunting or a scissor motion. And again, there's a whole separate other video to this, which I'm also going to link down below. But I'm going to add my gunting work to my ranging footwork. Making sure, again, single step and double step, I'm going to alternate all 6 directions, front, front, back, back, side, side, right, left, right, left, right, left, or left, right, left, right, left, right. That's up to you, but make sure you're alternating on sides. The other thing I want to make sure is if I'm stepping out with my left leg, my right hand is on top. It's on top. If I'm stepping out with my right leg, my left hand is on top. This is super important when we go to apply this. There are other ways of coordinating this, but for now we want opposite hand, opposite leg to be on top, right? So single step and double step. So I'm going to close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, sideways, sideways. Now double step, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open. I want to make sure I know where the edge is. So when I'm closing, remember where these knuckles are, not your punching knuckles, but where your fingers are, these knuckles, that's where the edge is. So I want to make sure that the edge is facing in for now, And as I'm opening, look how I turn my edge so it's facing out now. I want to be cutting and cutting. Don't slap on the side and slap on the side. Know where your edge is. Um, the other thing I want to keep in mind is I don't want a lot of times this happens. People will close this way and then they'll go horizontal as they open. Do not do that. Have your sticks either facing up or diagonally in front of you. Don't let them go horizontal and horizontal. Let them be facing either diagonally up or vertically up. So close, open, single step and double step. Of this also I'm going to do 2 3-minute rounds. Alright, now we're going to go into our following motions. And the simplest and easiest and most important drill in this is my basic angles. Angle 1 and angle 2. Angle 1 and angle 2. Again, I'm going to be adding this on top of my ranging footwork. However, here you have the choice whether you want to go same hand, same leg, or if you want to go opposite hand, opposite leg. That's up to you. But I'm going to make sure angle 1, angle 2, and then I switch legs. 1, 2, fluid, 1, 2, fluid, angle 1 and angle 2, fluid, 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and then double step, 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 and double step. Here also, make sure you know where your edge is. A large reason why we're doing these so-called simple drills is because people slap with the side. They forget where the edge is. Remember, you're cutting in front and you're cutting in front. The other thing I'm looking to do, especially with reference to the clock, we're 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, so I'm going 1 to 7, 11 to 5, 11 to 5, 1 to 7, is I'm looking to build accuracy and precision so that if I have to hit a target, I have the ability to hit that target. Because when I'm practicing on my own, I am practicing hitting those targets in the clock, in the air, keeping 12 o'clock in front of my head and 6 o'clock in front of my groin. Another thing we're learning to do is follow through, which becomes super important when we're trying to hit with power. Make sure you have good, long, big follow throughs for now, right? So make sure you're going all the way through, all the way through. Another thing we're looking to learn is loading position for double stick. When I do angle 1, there may not be space on top of my shoulder for both sticks, they'll collide. So I load somewhere on the side. But that does not mean I come this way or I come here. I still extend in front of me back at that 11 o'clock and follow through. So again, single step and double step. Give me 2 rounds of 3 minutes each. Alright, so we did our crossing motions, we did our basic following motions, and now we're going to add to this. So now we're going to go angle 1, 2, 3 and 4. With ranging footwork, angle 1, angle 2. When I step forward, angle 1, angle 2. When I step back, angle 3, angle 4, step back, angle 3, angle 4. When I'm doing, adding that 1, 2, 3, 4, when I'm adding the angle 3 and the angle 4 in there, I'm not going to go side for this one. I'm only going to go front, back, 45 degrees. When I'm going to my right side, I'm using my right arm. When I'm going to my left leg, moving to my left side, using my left arm. When I'm going forward, I'm going angle 1, angle 2. When I'm going back, I'm going angle 3, angle 4. So again, I go 1, 2, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 3, angle 4, double step 1, 2, double step 1, 2, double step 3, 4, double step 3, 4. Now when you're doing the 3 and the 4, the first time when you do the 3 is going to come from your shoulder. So you've gone angle 1, angle 2, you've come back to the shoulder. 3 is going to load from the shoulder, 3. Now 4 is up to you whether you want to load on the hip, you want to load on the shoulder, or do you just want to go 3 and directly from here itself come back with the 4. That's up to you. The thing to keep in mind though, especially when you're doing your reverse diagonals, the angle 3 and the 4, is remember where your edge is. Where these knuckles are, that's where your edge is. So you're cutting up and you're cutting up. Very often people are just slapping and slapping. Don't slap. Cut, 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 cut. These are the opposite of your 1s and 2s. So this is going, my 3 on my right hand is going from 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock. 4 is going 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So it's the exact opposite of my 1 and my 2 along those same diagonal lines. This also we're going to do we're going to do 2 rounds of 3 minutes each. We've done our footwork, we've done our basic diagonal lines on double stick, we've done our basic gunting, crossing, scissoring motions with a double stick. Now we're going to combine the two, we're going to do a movement that combines the two, which is most oftenly your basic Sinawali. So for the Sinawali, it really depends on what you want to do. Do you want to do just your basic heaven 6 or upper 8 as we call it? Do you want to do a variation? What is it that you want to do? Which kind of Sinawali do you want to do? My suggestion would be pick one variation. It could even be just a single, this simple one. Your upper 8, it could be your heaven and earth or high, low, high. It could be anything. Pick one variation, and then now we're going to drill that one variation. The footwork, again, this is up to you. Whether you want to just, the way that I started when I first started drilling Sinawali, what I would do was, I would have a straight line, and I would, whichever hand was on top, whichever was the first hand I was going to strike, that's the leg I was going to step with. So if my right hand's on top, my right hand's going to be the first strike. I step out the right leg, 2, 3, now left leg, 1, 2, 3, right leg, and go back the same way as well. So you can do this as a footwork, you can do ranging footwork, you can do diamond footwork, whichever is your the variation you've chosen, whether it's simple or complicated, pick a footwork pattern to go along with it. And then for this also we're going to do 2 3-minute rounds each. Now we're going to work on just flowing, just your free flow. The footwork can be anything, the combinations can be anything, the angles can be anything. We're just working your ability to flow with the double stick. Now, when you start out, the advice I give people is that whenever you feel lost in your flow, go back to angle 1, angle 2. Let that be your sort of safe place. That if I'm flowing, I'm feeling lost, oh okay, I'm just going to go back to my angle 1, angle 2. That's better than stopping and then thinking about what you're going to do. Go slow, move slowly. Whenever you feel lost, the angle 1, angle 2 is there for you. And for this also, we're going to do 2 rounds of 3 minutes each, double stick. And all of this together is a pretty good, comprehensive plan for double stick training, especially in the beginning of your Filipino martial arts journey, because it covers a whole bunch of coordination drills, it covers a whole bunch of your basic angles, basic footwork. It's getting you comfortable with the weapon, it's teaching you where the edge is, it's also teaching you to combine different things together, and at the end we're putting the structure aside, or more, a better way of describing it would be to build on that structure with improvisation. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. Please do subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow we're going to be doing single stick. If you have anything to add to the discussion, leave that in the comments down below. If you have any questions or requests for future videos, please also leave that in the comments down below. All of these things really do help out the school and the channel a lot. Like I said earlier, our online class is up and running. Our residential program is up and running. To apply for either of those, check out the email address I'm going to leave down below. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.